Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 6th grade concept of properties of operations. This is 6.7D in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 29 of the 2021 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and then we will look at our answers together. So we have two expressions. The second one is not complete, and they are going to be equivalent. So if we wanted to, we can rewrite them like this. We could say 200r minus negative 110 equals, if that helps us, this unknown term plus 200r. So we need to figure out what goes in that box to make these two equivalent. And what we could do here is we could do a few different things. First, if we wanted to look at it like this, well, what we could do is what happens if we were to move all of the like terms together. So you see I've got a 200r here, and I've got a 200r here. But what if I were to subtract 200r from both sides to try to get those together? And what you'd find is you'd actually end up eliminating both of them. So 200r minus 200r is going to cancel those two out. This is a plus 200r minus 200r, going to cancel those out. So as long as we're doing the same thing to both sides of the equation, we're good. So really we have a negative minus negative 110 equals our unknown here. And so the big question really is what happens with that? What is this minus negative 110? Well, what we need to know is that if you have a positive and a positive sign, that is going to equal a positive. So positive and positive, 5 plus 7, those are both positive. It's going to end up being positive. If you have a negative and a negative, those two actually cancel each other out. So if you're going to minus negative 2, or in this case minus negative 110, they actually cancel each other out, and they become positive. If you have a positive and negative, or a negative and a positive, these are the ones that are opposites, and they become negative. So really our biggest question here is what to do with this minusing a negative, and they cancel each other out, and it becomes positive. So really this is just a positive 110. That's going to be our unknown term, or we could just call it 110. If we don't put a sign in front of that 110, it's going to be assumed it is a positive. So we could have done that without making this an equation, because really we would have seen that this 200r is the same as this 200r. And so the big difference is what do we do with this minusing a negative, and that becomes a positive. Now you notice we flipped the order, right? So this is an order of property of operation called a commutative. And this commutative property is the order property. And it means as long as you've got, you're either adding or you're multiplying, you can reverse the order and it's not going to make any difference, right? So 1 plus 3 is the same as 3 plus 1. That's really what we're doing here. We're doing this 200r plus, because that's really what that is, 110, because we got the minusing a negative, and it's the same as 110 plus 200r. So that's really what we need, is that 110. All we got to do is bubble it in, though. There is no A, B, C, or D, so if we look on our answer document, we're going to see up at the top at least, right, we've got all of our, all of our bubbles underneath. We have 2 spots to the right of the decimal. We have 4 spots to the left, so we could do all of this work and still get it incorrect if we don't know how to bubble it in. So we don't need to use the positive or negative that's over on the left side. We just need to make 110. That's our answer.